Hi everybody, Linda Carroll here from Gather of Great Things Studio, and I thought I'd invite you to come along and collage with me today. I finished the first Mermaid collage, which was a 2-page spread, about a week ago, and I started laying out a new collage last night. You can see I have my pile of things I had pulled to work from. I'm still probably going to use some of these pieces, but this busy page right now is a new mermaid that came out. I found this image which is in public domain, so I downloaded it to my computer and I printed it out in 2 sizes. This size was a little bit too big, so I went for the smaller size, and when I saw it, obviously this part reminded me of a woman's shape, and the tentacles kind of reminded me of Davy Jones in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, that her tentacles, the octopus tentacles, would become hair. Very, I guess, Gorgon-esque looking. So that's where this started and evolved to. I used other tentacles from a children's book. I actually took apart or cut into strips a print, an early, I think it's Chinese print, from hundreds of years ago, that I also in public domain, and used a lot of those strips in the border. I usually don't use a lot of red, but it really worked in this figure. And also I started creating a story in my mind from pieces I was pulling. I found this little lady in a vintage book, and she kind of reminded me of this mermaid, but here I think the mermaid is kind of imagining in this picture what she would look like as a human. And then in this little mini of a postcard, she's imagining herself with different hair flowing in the breeze and engaging with this ship that's on the horizon. So a lot of stories are, start coming out. I wanted her to hold something in her hand, and one thing that she would never be able to do under the sea would be to hold a butterfly. And rather surreal image, but I found one that worked color-wise with the rest of the design. And so I did this layout, and I'm going to start pasting things or gluing things down in place, and I'll probably speed this part up, but I do want you to see how I move from the back of the layout, the pieces that are farthest back on the page, and then forward. And I'll shift things and maybe move things around a little bit. I'm just going to be using a glue stick and my glue book, and I'm going to probably start with my border like I usually do, and then we'll move forward from there. So I hope you enjoy watching this part and watching her come to life on the page. have them pasted down, and the story is starting to take shape. Let me go through my pile over here, and I really like to include vintage papers in my collages, and I think these ledger sheets, especially with the colors in this particular ledger sheet, would be perfect in my journal. Let's see, I like the numbers. I gotta save 1936. So I think R.C. Evans. I don't want a lot of this. I think I just want a little snippet of it to work in here. I think right there. Okay. And one thing I do that kind of helps join the pieces on the border together is I go in and overlap this next layer over top of two pieces of the background collage, and it seems to help pull all of it together. Let's see, do I have anything else? I have some numbers that look vintagey. I have a fish. It looks kind of cool right there. What else do I have? I auditioned a number of faces as I was putting her together, and most of them were either a little too small or a little too big. So finally I settled on this one. I really like this ticket. I thought about having her hold a ticket, but I like the butterfly better. But I really want to use this ticket. Maybe here. Maybe I'll snip that edge off so it'll run off the edge of the collage a little bit. Okay. And kind of words do I have in here? I think this is when I was looking for shell or shore or a little tiny shore on here. Short. Should. Short wave. Nothing really seems to work. Okay, I think I might be through here doing the first phase of the collage. I'll trim these pieces off. I'll probably let these continue over onto the opposite page, and I'll work with gluing those down a little bit better. But I really like the way that she's coming along, and One thing that I need to decide on next is putting some clothes on her. And I want to show you something I'm working on. I started putting together some collage sheets from taking copies from my older art journal pieces, and then to fill in the spaces I'm putting some little pieces of artwork that are in the public domain. But I thought I would really like to start reusing some of the pieces that I've drawn in the past, so I don't have to keep reinventing the wheel every time. And also, I think if there's an interest from you, I will put them up on my Etsy shop. And this one, I'm only about halfway through. This one's probably going to have the mermaid theme, since that's basically what I've been working on. And I've been having a lot of fun with these. So I'm going to wait to hear from you and see if there's any interest in having some original artwork collage sheets that you could take advantage of and make your own mermaids. When I finish this one, I'm going to scan this in and include however her tail comes out, and the rest of her crown, and so on and so forth. So I think for the first day of filming, I'm finished. I think the next thing I'm going to do is go in and work some on the background. And if you'll remember, I use my color pencils, and I use pan pastels in the background. And I believe this one, I think my background is going to have to be like a green. Oh, this one's pretty. Yeah, I think I'm going to use the green background. And I start, let me see how this looks. I have one that's kind of iridescent, but I think this is probably gonna, yeah, this matches this color that was in the background on the book. So I think I'm just gonna start in my background. I put the darkest color next to the object, and then as I get out towards the largest areas of the negative space, I make it leave up on the pressure, make it a lot lighter. So I think this is probably going to take me into the evening. It is pouring rain here at the beach, and believe it or not, we have a chance of snow flurries tonight into tomorrow morning. I don't think it's going to happen. I think inland will probably suffer some of the nastier weather and maybe get a little bit of snow. They're saying where my brother lives that he may actually see an inch of snow on the ground. So it will be below freezing there. But I think here at the beach, it's going to stay above freezing. So we probably won't have, we'll just have the rain and the chilly weather. But it is nasty out there right now. So this is the pan pastel. And I love the softness of the color. And then after I apply the pan pastel, I go in with a colored pencil. Let's try this color. And I do some shadowing. I make the dark a little bit darker with the colored pencil. And as I move out into the center, I lift up on the colored pencil so that the pressure isn't as much, and I'll give it some shading, but I'll finish this tonight and then I will continue with the finishing her up in the next part of the video. Well, it depends on how long this one is. I may break it up into two, or it could be one. But this is basically how the entire background area will look. And then I'll go in and start adding the illustrative details, adding her clothing, doing her hair, adding some doodles, and making this truly my own piece. So I hope you've enjoyed watching Mermaid number 2 appear on the page, and I'll work on her some more tonight. I hope she's not too scary looking. I think she looks really interesting. I think I'm going to name her Davia Jones. So anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this collage with me, and I hope to see you next time. Many blessings. Bye-bye.